Hi everyone! We're going to try something different for the next couple of classes. We are going to practice our research skills while still studying space. More specifically, studying our closest neighbor, the moon. Around this time of year is when we would be working on a research paper. So I want to teach you the skills that you're going to need moving forward to conduct great research and to create a wonderful research project. Now, don't get nervous. I'm not going to have you do this huge paper. But what we're going to do over the next few classes is we are going to practice our research skills and apply that and create a final product when we are finished. So today we're going to start simple. I am going to give you a few research questions. And by that I mean there are going to be certain things about the moon that I'm going to have you look up on the internet to find the answers to. However, there's a couple of things we have to keep in mind when conducting research. The reason we're starting with questions is it's always a good idea to create questions before any kind of research project, whether that's a paper, science fair, or maybe even a poster or slideshow that you're creating. By coming up with questions before you start, it helps you focus where to look and what to research. If I just said, okay, research the moon, that's a pretty broad topic. Well, what about the moon should I research? But if you come up with key questions, it helps you focus. For example, does the moon have an atmosphere? And if it does, what gases make it up? What's the temperature on the moon? Does it have day and nighttime temperatures? Does it have seasons? What are some of the surface features that we find on the moon? All of these things are going to help us focus as to where and what we're looking for. The other thing you have to consider when researching is where you're going to go for the answers. Now, if we were back in school, you could look in your science textbook, and that's still an option if you have your virtual or online login. You could go to the library, which again is not an option right now, but when things get back to a normal type of school instead of virtual, that would definitely be an option. But since right now what we have is the internet, that's what we're going to use. But going to one site for an answer isn't really a good research plan. So whenever you research any topic, you should go to multiple sites. My rule is I always go to at least 2 to fact check. And if you find that you're getting 2 very different answers, well, then you should go to a 3rd to make sure that you're going to sites that are appropriate. And that brings me to my 3rd piece. Making sure the sites you go to are scientific sites. We don't want to go to Wiki Answers. We don't want to go ask Google. We don't want to go to Wikipedia. That's not a science site. So when we're talking about space, NASA's a great site to go to. We could look at sites like National Geographic, Live Science. So you want to make sure that if you do a Google search, for example, and it gives you a list of websites to choose from, that you look at the web link. Which ones are scientific? Which ones are created by a reliable source? And then we want to make sure we open up those links. Don't just read those little blurbs underneath. That's not the web page. That's the way I like to think of that. So that's like if you go to the library to get a book and you're trying to decide if it's a book you want to read and you read the back to see if it's something interesting. That's what those little blurbs are. Is this a good site? Is this something I want to go to? If yes, just like a book, you open it up and you find the answers. So I'm thinking today of starting with 4 research questions on the moon for you to find the answers to. When you find the answers, please put them in complete sentences, because then that will lead us to the next piece of our research. Good luck. As always, if you're having trouble, don't be afraid to reach out. You can message me on Google Classroom. Many of you have my number now where you can reach out directly. And I am available until 4 o'clock every day to answer any of your questions. So please feel free to reach out. I'm here to help. Even if it's a question like, is this site okay to use? What do you think? Anything, feel free to ask. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.